Warning, I swear a lot.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RimWorld. So today is not going to be a particularly bombastic episode, just because, yeah, I kind of felt like doing something a little more relaxed, and RimWorld is about as relaxed, stressful as it gets. It's relaxing and stressing. Strange game. There's nothing wrong. Like, there's no, like, big reason why I'm doing a more relaxing video right now. I just kind of felt like it, but it's been an interesting year so far. Please excuse the blood and that corpse with no limbs. I believe that Stefan, their limbs were eaten by a raccoon because we haven't had a chance to bury them yet. I believe we're working on it. Yeah, we haven't made the graves yet. Yeah, there's a lot of blood. We've been attacked multiple times. A bunch of refugees we took in betrayed us. One of us died of an infection. I think someone else died of blood loss. My character is currently away because they went to take out a bandit outpost. Successful. They're on their way back, but they're still a couple days out, I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Yeah, 2 days away, which may as well be a century. So these guys are attempting to sort of survive. What's her name? Shy? I don't know why her name's Shy. She's suffering from psychite addiction and withdrawal, which is not ideal, but, you know, it had to happen eventually. She can't just take Flake forever. I'm not going to produce Flake just for her. We're just trying to make things work, but yeah, like, there's no particular reason why I'm doing this. There's no, like, problem. I'm not having an episode or anything. It's just, it's been an interesting year, and it's going to continue to be an interesting year as things go on. I've got something planned at the end of the month, and I think from March onwards, things are going to get very busy for me because I'm going to be working hard constantly. Like, I already am, really, kind of. I guess over this last week or so, I haven't really been because I've been trying to socialize more. Been trying to hang out with my friends, re-establish old connections, just kind of talk to people, because like, it's all well and good talking to this microphone to you guys. Like, I love doing that, but you can't really replace actually talking to people face to face, especially not, you know, your friends, who it's important to maintain connections with. But my old friend Pip came down from Leicester and we hung out the other day, and that was really nice. That went way better than I thought it would, and it was a really nice experience. Saw some old friends again then as well. Hung out with Sweetman the other day. He's moving away. Not too far, but he is moving away soon. So we're trying to hang out as much as possible before he goes. So yeah, it's been a lot of socializing, a lot of hanging out with people. And as much as it might be advantageous to me to try and record on those occasions to try and be efficient and get my social obligations and video obligations bang and done in one, I don't know. I definitely like to record with my friends. I really do. I think it's one of the most fun things I do in general. I haven't done it in quite a long time, but I always enjoy doing it. But it's a little, it feels a little disingenuous of me, you know? It feels like, oh, I'm not really here to hang out with you. I'm just trying to get some footage for my purposes. I just want, you know, it's all just for me. It's just what I want. And I don't want that to be the case. They're my friends. I want to hang out with them. I don't just want to use them to create content. Oh yeah, Vector, he's also a refugee. If he betrays us, I'm going to be so pissed, because we can't handle this right now. But yeah, there's things we need to do. There's a lot of cleaning to be done. I suppose burying corpses would probably be a good idea, so you should probably get on that. It is actually lagging a little bit. I don't know why. I have some mods, but nothing major. I think my computer just struggles with it. It didn't struggle before, but it does now. We have a Labrador Retriever named Cupcake, which I didn't pick that name. It's a lovely name for a dog. Next time we have a litter of puppies, I think I'll christen one of them Cupcake. January was really substantial in terms of growth for the channel, because we went from 200 to like 250, which was insane. That was kind of insane. And then February has been very quiet, whereas there's not been a lot of growth. I think we went from like 250 to 253, which is still growth. Still happy about that. Definitely not a bad thing. I should speed this up a little bit. We're going to be sat here all day. The only reason I'm recording RimWorld right now is because I've been playing it in my off time, and I was like, well, let's just do, I want to play it anyway, I enjoy playing it, so let's do it and talk at the same time. You bury that headless, limbless corpse. The raccoons really did a number on him, I swear. He deserves it, though. He killed someone. He had an SMG. Gunned someone down. I believe they died of blood loss, so fuck that guy. I hope he still feels it. The only good news about these attacks, though, is that we do get more equipment. As you can see, this is fairly early in a RimWorld colony's life. We have, like, watermill generators, which will increase in days. Why are you in it? Because minor pain? You started freaking out because of bruises on your left and right legs? That was it? That's what sent you over? Lancry, come on, man. He's sad because he hasn't gotten to do any recreation, but that's because he's currently wandering around in a daze. He's not going to do anything fun if he's wandering around in a daze. I should probably do something about this. Yeah, let's just make the day a little shorter for them, I suppose. I think they need it. She needs to cook, because we fed those refugees for like a week before they attacked us and now burned through our food stores because winter came early in this game. We had a heat wave through the start of autumn, and then we had a cold snap towards the end of autumn, which means winter basically arrived early, which meant all of our plants died before we could harvest them, which meant we kind of started winter on a bit of a back foot, but don't worry, we've got 100 blunts fucking rolled and waiting in ice cold storage, so I think we'll make it through the winter thanks to that. I think that'll do it for us. We do have another 2 prisoners. I forgot about Crystal. We have 2 prisoners that we're in the process of recruiting, hopefully to make up for the losses we've suffered, but they're proving very resistant to recruitment. Winter is almost over. It's the 12th, so we might actually be all right. But yeah, it's fairly early in the in this what the fucking term is it? Colony. This colony's life cycle. We managed to get the high-tech research bench, which of course helps a lot in terms of getting research done quickly, but there have been so many fucking catastrophes occurring, I just haven't had time to really make use of it. Once we recruit those people and once I come home, we should have a little more time to actually make things happen, you know? Make things happen. So if we reinstall that, like, I can't remember exactly where it was, it doesn't matter, just put it there. We have 2 high-tech research benches going. We'll be able to start plowing through the research tree. We could build, like, get machining tables and stuff, start making our own guns. If everyone's equipped with, like, an auto pistol or a machine pistol, you know, that's not exactly endgame top-tier weaponry, but it's enough to provide a stubborn resistance to most enemies. I believe Shy has a rifle, yeah, and Vin has a revolver, and then Lancry has a bow, and Vector, I'm not giving him a weapon in case he betrays us. If he decides to join us, he can have a weapon, but until then, you make do with that knife, and I will send you at the enemy to soak up bullets if I have to. I don't give a fuck. Can't trust refugees as far as you can throw them. In-game, not real life. Important distinction. But this is the fucking barracks I made for the refugees, incidentally. I'm just gonna leave it. I could probably turn this whole thing into a prison. If we get a lot of prisoners, so that would help. At the start of this, I wanted to emphasize the importance of talking about, like, you know, the need to socialize and whatnot, because, I'm very bad at it. Very bad. Oh my god, there's a warg. I'm gonna have to take care of that when I come back. Okay. I'm very bad at socializing. And I don't just mean the technical aspects, as in, like, talking to people and, you know, talking in conversation. Although I am bad at that, as I'm sure you can tell. I mean actually keeping in contact. I mean reaching out. I mean reconnecting. I mean making plans. I'm terrible at all these things because I don't like to bother people. I don't like to bother people. I tried it recently with one person. It was fucking disaster. That was... Alright, disaster is a strong term, but it was a very depressingly disappointing conversation where it just went nowhere, and I was like, oh. I had this... Because I started it, I supposed the idea while I was drunk, when I was hanging out with Pip. I was like, we should fucking... I just want to see how you're doing, you know, we should talk or whatever. And it just went fucking nowhere. Slowly. Like 3-hour gaps between each message, non-committal answers, and I was just like, oof. Oof. That is not encouraging. But it's not their responsibility to encourage me to be social, so I don't hold it against them. But it was depressing. That was no good. Was not happy. But what can you do? I suppose I shouldn't allow myself to become discouraged through such minor hiccups. Not as if I don't have friends. I have plenty of friends. I just don't fucking talk to them. And that was probably the least good idea person to talk to, really. There are plenty of other people I should have spoken to. Probably should have messaged. Don't know why I didn't message them instead. But I was... I came up with the idea where I was drunk, and I messaged them while I was drunk, like, hey, I just want to see how you doing. Your name came up in conversation. I want to see how you did. And, no, that was a poor idea. But... to be fair, if I hadn't, I would have wondered if that was a good idea and either would have done it anyway at some point or would have just pondered it and just been like, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have messaged them. Maybe we could have had a really nice conversation. Now I know that we won't. So, mystery solved. But things seem to be going alright here now. I feel like we've recovered from the attack. Shy has a few bumps, but she's doing okay. She's doing okay. Weird. I don't know why she's called Shy. I think it's supposed to be a nickname, right? And her actual name is something else. Hey, Niesha. It's just really weird because I watch Adeptus Ridiculous, and Shy, there's a person called Shy who is the editor of that show. And yeah, it's weird because I don't know Shy, obviously, but I know of Shy as being a real person who does a thing. And now there's a character in this game pre-generated with the name Shy, and then they hooked up with my character, and it's weird. I'm not going to stop them from doing it because relationships are very beneficial for colonists in terms of keeping their mood up, so I wasn't going to try and sabotage her or anything, so I'm like, hey, look, that's actually helpful. It'll help keep her from having, like, mental breaks and shit like that, especially while she has a fucking withdrawal from Psychite. But it just felt really creepy once I knew that, you know, because they are a person who make things that I watch. It's weird. I don't like it. It's weird. I actually should. I think I'll rename them. Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna do it right now. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Gonna rename them. Like, the more as I spoke about it, I was like, no way, this is too fucking weird, and I can't handle it. How do I rename you? I know I can. I know I can rename you. I know I'm allowed. You can't stop me from renaming you. There we go. Rename. Faith Summers. Why not just be Faith? Yeah, just be Faith Summers. Why do you have to be Shy? There. I don't know anyone called Faith. Now it's fine. God, that just deleted 3 letters and now it's not weird. Why didn't I just do that? I don't know. I had other concerns, like refugees turning against us and trying to kill us, you know. What's Lankry doing again? What was his... He's just psychotically wandering around. That's cool. I do that a lot, buddy. Don't even worry about it. That's practically my 9 to 5. Get a second research bench, and then we can really start pump... I forgot to do anything for Niesha. Whoopsie. Niesha, what are you... We'll put it on normal so things are actually happening. She's a really good miner. No worries about... she's not a night owl or anything, so everything's fine. We'll give her a nice little schedule. Then we'll give her a nice little... bed. She'd probably quite like to have a bed. I don't know. Do people like to have beds? I don't know. I don't know what people like. That's why I'm bad at socializing, because I don't know what they like. I know they like cakes. That's why I started baking in my spare time, because people like cakes. So I'll go whenever I'm invited to someone's house. Well, not every time, but a lot of the time when I'm invited to someone's house, I'll bring them a cake, because people like cakes. So if I bring them a cake, maybe they'll like me. I don't know. I don't see any faults with this idea. I think it's a good idea. So you're really good at handling animals. That's good. You're also good at... She's really good at cooking. All right, Faith. You don't have to do that anymore. Fucking actually, literally, Niesha, your job now is to cook. Because you're good at it. Faith is not good at it. We did get... Yeah, to use that skill trainer. Use that skill trainer. Once everyone's slept and whatever, and, oh, 11, oh, she's gonna be so good at it. Once everyone's slept and woken up and everyone's things have, like, reset, schedules reset and all that, I'll make sure that Niesha is the one who's cooking. Because, yeah, we had a very unfortunate bout of food poisoning for a really long time because Faith's cooking skill was, like, 2. I've managed to get it up to 5. She still poisons people quite a lot of the time, which is unfortunate. But, you know, we're getting there. It's fine. Go on, Vin. Off you go. But it's been a pretty relaxing year overall so far. Not a lot has been going on, like, other than just me making videos. Like, obviously, there was a lot of growth in the channel, but that doesn't necessarily make things more hectic for me because people are, you know, people who follow this channel are pretty chill. It's not like everyone's messaging me every minute to ask my opinion on seafood, you know? It's fairly chill. But, overall, in every aspect of my life, it's been fairly chill, aside from this past week or two where I've been socializing a lot more, but it's going to change in March. Things are going to get very busy from March onwards, and I don't know when it will then not be busy, you know what I mean? It's going to remain busy for a long time, so I'm kind of taking the opportunity now to, get all my social shit out of the way, maybe do some videos that I feel like doing, not to say that I don't enjoy doing, like, other stuff as well, but just some videos I fancied doing. Like, I wanted to do a video on Halo Reach because I like Halo Reach. And I should finish off Consuming Isle as well. Is it Consuming Isle? The one about the cultists. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I should probably, I don't know. I don't think I have enough time to wrap that up actually, because this is a shorter month than usual and it's about to end. I wanted to wrap some stuff up. I wanted to talk to some people. I want to see some people because, like, I don't socialize much anyway. But after March starts, I'm barely going to be socializing at all. I think I'm going to hang out with Owen and Georgie like halfway through the month. We made some plans to that effect, but you know, things can change. That might not happen. I'm operating under the assumption that I'm not going to be hanging out with anyone or seeing anyone for quite a while. So, kind of getting that all out of the way now. I appreciate this might be boring as fuck, but I actually quite like this at the moment. This is very nice. Like, you know, most of my footage is me being stressed out and freaking out and attempting to manage difficult situations and just really, Niesha, why you... Okay, she just ate. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, attempting to manage difficult circumstances, taking on hard challenges, doing my best to not fail in a spectacular way. A lot of that is what I do, and it's all very stressful, but I, as I've mentioned before, enjoy that. I like doing that. It's fun. But sometimes it's nice to just not do that. You know? This is a very laid-back episode. She's upset because she has a rather major withdrawal. I'm gonna allow her to smoke as much fucking smoke leaf as she wants. Hopefully it'll cheer her up. But it's nice to do a video that isn't me screaming the whole time. And I guess I don't scream too much. Hard to say, but I feel like overall, maybe in comparison to some other channels, I do tend to keep my composure a bit. I don't try to become obnoxiously, freaking out. You know what? You know what I mean? That kind of obnoxious freaking out kind of deal. I try to keep it reasonably measured because after a certain point, it's just irritating. And I'm not going to be like, oh my god, someone has a major break risk, because everyone has a fucking major break risk in this game. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to scream every time I get shot in Halo or someone takes a hit in Darkest Dungeon. You know, there are limits. There are limits. And no one would find it funny when I freak out if I freak out at everything. Oh, Faith is going around insulting people. Final straw is Psycho withdrawal. That makes sense. I understand that. That makes sense. God, my character's going to come home to a partner who is very fucking angry. He's going to be back in less than half a day. She's still going to be insulting people unless someone knocks her lights out. I've seen that happen before in game where someone goes on an insulting spree and they insult the wrong person and they just turn around and chin them, and it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, that's technically my character's partner, so I guess I hope that doesn't happen. Ooh. This is one thing I like to do in terms of my storage on RimWorld, is I like to build my storage area into the side of like a mountain. I guess this counts as a mountain. And then, like, I build sort of like the walls or whatever. There was also ruins around here, which is where all the steel walls came from. And then as I need more space for more stuff, I just start excavating more and more. We throw in some more coolers to make sure it all stays chilled. Now, there is a distinct problem to doing this, which I'm sure many of you veteran players are thinking right now. And that's that if an insect's gene line shows up, they will in fact show up in here, which can create issues. But I do find that the overall convenience of doing this, because often as we excavate, we also find new precious metals and stuff. My caravan ran out of food. That's probably fine. The overall benefits are quite nice. It's helpful. It's good. I also kind of like doing it. I like the aesthetic, building into the mountain. I like making use of ruins as well. This prison complex that I have, or currently refugee barracks next to the prison, was originally just a bunch of ruins. Anything... Oh no. Oh, Cupcake has the flu. Oh, you poor boy. It's alright, we made him an animal bed. That should be his bed. Yeah, that's your bed. This is gone. You sleep in the bed. You be comfy. He's 9 years old. He's quite an old pup. Bless him. But I like making use of pre-existing structures on the map. There's a lot of stuff around here that apparently is housing ancient dangers, and we're definitely not prepared to deal with them. There's this thing here. I think that over there probably has something in it. I swear there was something else as well. Yeah, there's something over here too. Something in there. Wow. Oh no. Oh no, guys, please. Jesus. Okay, well, Vin had enough. He actually pulled his revolver. I don't know if you noticed, but he did. He did pull his revolver. That was scary. Is Vin set to treat himself? Yeah, he is. Good. You shouldn't pick a fight with the doctor. That's all I'm saying. They're kind of responsible for keeping you alive. Vin, are you gonna treat Faith, or are you still upset at her for punching your lights out? Hi, I'm home. I'm here. So I have a mod that allows me to create my own character, basically. And I can do anything I want with the stats and stuff. So I did make myself an absolute fucking unit. And gave myself, like, all the cybernetic enhancements. A bunch of positive traits and all that. Because I like to have one character, which is, I guess, me, represented by me or whatever. Who will do things and not fuck up every 5 seconds. And then I just realized we're going to need to deal with that. In fact, you should deal with that right now. But I want one character who will actually do what they're fucking told all the goddamn time. And then everyone else can, of course, be as broken and stupid as they want to be. But I just find it a little less frustrating and a little more enjoyable to have one character who will do what they have to do. I need to get that warg out of there because I have lost so many dogs in this game to wargs. And I hate it. It really upsets me. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Done and done. Did you just drop your berries on the floor? Who does that? Who actually does that? What kind of sick individual just throws their berries on the floor? That's fucking disgusting, man. I don't know what your deal is. Oh, hey, I just realized we built the smith. Oh, we have a smithy now, so we can make, melee weapons, which we don't, strictly speaking, need. But it's still quite good, I suppose. It's good to have it. Better have it than not have it, I think. Actually, it does take power. Actually, I don't know about that. Oh no, we're all getting the flu now. Oh, that's not ideal. How's Crystal doing? She's probably gonna get the flu as well. She's 16 years old. Why did she attack us on a raid? Why was she part of a raid? She's 16. That's insane. Shouldn't be sending 16-year-olds to go fight people. That's weird. You may have noticed that the fucking faction is called UNSC Colonists, and that's because I played Halo Reach the other day, and I really fucking enjoyed it. And then I played more Firefight off camera. Did like an hour and a half one where I just sat there, fighting the Covenant for a really long time, learned that the grenade launcher is actually exceptionally effective in Firefight. It was just fun. I really liked it. Someone commented, I don't like to say, I'm trying to avoid saying people's names in videos anymore, the names of commenters, because I feel like it does make you guys a little uncomfortable, and I am sorry. So I'll try and avoid doing that in the future, unless you don't mind, at which point I'll go back to doing it. But that was the impression I got. But anyway, someone commented and was like, man, Halo's great. And I'm like, Halo is great. Halo is great, and I don't know why. The series isn't immune to having bad aspects, you know, like some of the games blow. Apparently the books aren't particularly well written, but that's just what I've heard from other people. I haven't read them myself. And I wouldn't consider myself to be much of a literary reviewer anyway. I have a friend who knows more about writing who could probably judge them appropriately, but that's not me. I just really like Halo. I like the expanded universe. I think I said it during the video, but oh, there's a mad muffalo. Hold that thought. He's not close by. Everything's okay. All right, so I have good stats and a legendary heavy SMG. I think I can go take care of him. I wanted to give myself a really good weapon, one that wasn't too good. I wanted there to be some room for improvement, and I didn't want to be ridiculously overpowered. And a heavy SMG is good enough. It takes down most things. What was I saying? Yeah, I said it during the video, but I like Halo games that don't focus on Master Chief. Not because there's anything wrong with Master Chief. I like Master Chief. I played through Halo 3's campaign and fucking loved it. That was a ton of fun. I remember really enjoying it. It's just, I really liked learning about Noble Team on Reach. I liked hanging out with the ODST squad. In ODST, I liked hanging out with Cutter and Forge in Halo Wars 1. I haven't played Halo Wars 2. I don't know what that game's like. There was a big, there was a lot of advertisement behind that and everything then very suddenly went quiet the moment it came out, which is never a good sign. I assume that probably wasn't very well received. But yeah, I like hanging out with these characters in the Halo universe that aren't Master Chief and Cortana, I guess. There's nothing wrong with Master Chief and Cortana. It's just I like everyone else a bit more, I suppose. I like seeing the Human Covenant War from the perspective of Marines, because they are horrifically outmatched. And it's interesting to see them pull out, like, come from behind victories or subversive tactics in an attempt to get one over on the Covenant, but the Covenant is just such sheer force of has such a sheer force of power. It's so strong. It's so big. You can't just... It's hard to even subvert it in any way. It's too powerful. It's ridiculous. And I like it. I like stories where the odds are against us, you know? I do enjoy it. Tell you what, Carver, right? Sorry, your name's Lancry. You are a Carver. Why don't you equip a heavy SMG? I think that would really help you. And Yesha, why don't you equip that machine pistol? I've got a mod which allows people to carry sidearms, so obviously everyone has a gun and then is equipped with a melee weapon. Very helpful, actually. Because it means snipers aren't completely useless if the enemy gets close. They can actually defend themselves. Now, a sniper is probably not going to be a very good melee combatant, but they can at least defend themselves. Or if someone has like a SMG and they're about to start firing, or like an LMG or something, and it's like, well, this guy's revolver is probably not going to do the trick, they can instead then try and charge them with their knife, tie up that heavy gunner, see if they can take them down. It allows for a bit more tactical depth, and I do appreciate it. It's a good mod. There are some decent mods that I've got here. Can I actually find them? Options. There is like a mod screen, isn't there? Mod settings. Yeah, there's a character editor, dynamic population. Oh, I forgot. Max population 40. Yeah, I remember now. And like, yeah, harvest organs from... I haven't been harvesting organs from dead corpses. Oh yeah, because I haven't built the thing. That's right, I haven't built the thing. Autopsy, yeah, I've got the autopsy. Yeah, I haven't even got there yet. That's a whole thing. But that could be very lucrative, being able to harvest those organs and then sell them, or put them in people who have lost organs, like eyes and stuff. Very helpful. I've never been bit. I know the whole, like, black market organ trade in RimWorld is a very fun thing to do. Like, the Spiffing Brits done a lot with that, and I always enjoyed watching those videos. But I'm not big on it, just because I like to try and run things quote-unquote properly, where I try to do a good job as opposed to a bad job. I like to try and make a nice colony as opposed to a not nice colony, and I know that doesn't matter, and you do still end up having to make decisions that are questionable, but... God, I thought that was something about to explode. That scared me. I like to try and do a good job. I like to try and make a nice, successful, functioning colony where everyone's happy. Of course, that's way harder than it sounds, but that's the joy of the game. I like to try. What do you guys think of RimWorld, personally? I really like it. There's something about this game that's just really good. My friend Lemon, bless his heart, bless his soul, love him very much, bought this for me as a gift. He just bought it for me on Steam, which was really kind of him. And I've enjoyed the game since. Just like, I love playing it. It's just fun to do. This is a great game to play at the end of the day, like after 10 PM or something, when I just want to relax for a little bit and I'm going to be going to bed soon. I can play this and just kind of wind down, have a video on to the side. Most recently I watched, and it was really funny that this happened actually. I presume some of you are at least familiar with Jacksepticeye. He's pretty fucking famous. He started a series on Bloodborne. I say started, by time of recording, he's already finished. He started a series on Bloodborne literally the day after I finished my Bloodborne series. Now, obviously, that's a coincidence. The guy's not fucking following my shit and being like, no, I'm gonna do one. No, God, I am no illusion. But it was a really fun coincidence, and it encouraged me to watch that. I don't actually watch a lot of Jack stuff. There's nothing wrong with Jack stuff. It's just, I go through phases with different creators where I watch them all the time, and then I cycle through them. But it was really cool to go watch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Jack. I know. I don't know this guy. I don't know him personally, but I've watched his stuff. I know him as an audience member could. You know, I've seen him live with the Game Grumps in London. That was fun. He's a cool guy. It turns out he's really good at Bloodborne. Way better at it than I am. It was quite surprising, actually, to see how good at it he was. Like, he knows his stuff. Really weird. Don't agree with all of his, experience statements. Like, he said that the Kirk hammer is shit, and I'm like, that's wrong. Kirk hammer is incredible. Well, I don't know if he necessarily said the Kirk hammer is shit. He said it was like a trap for new players. And maybe it is. Maybe I wouldn't recommend the Kirk hammer on your first playthrough. But the Kirk hammer is an exceptional weapon. But that's just a difference of opinion. You know, I still enjoyed watching it. He's allowed to think it's shit. He's wrong, but he's allowed to think it. Even if I could have a conversation with the guy about Bloodborne, I don't think I'd necessarily try and disagree with him, because he really does know his stuff to like an impressive degree, actually. I was thoroughly impressed by how much he knew. He knew a lot of things I had no idea about. I think he got to the Upper Cathedral Ward like hours, tens of hours before I got there, and I was like playing this while watching, which means I didn't see him get there, so I don't know how he actually got to the Upper Cathedral Ward so fucking fast. I just looked over, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna fight the Celestial Emissary, and I'm like, but you haven't killed Rom yet, what the fuck? Well, has he? Did I miss that? It goes at a breakneck pace. It's good, actually. It is good. I appreciate a Bloodborne playthrough that isn't Snailborn and takes a million parts. But, yeah, nah, he burned through that shit. I think he had like, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but he didn't have a lot of deaths by the end of that. I was very impressed. Oh, looks like winter is just about to end, which means all the snow will go away, the place will heat up, we can start growing plants again, everything will be good. We won't need to hunt quite so much because we're getting a lot of our food from plants. Everything's gonna be chill. We've got our research benches, we're currently working on machining, yep, so eventually we'll be able to start making our own guns. Even if everyone's just equipped with a revolver, although I prefer to have everyone equipped with or at least an auto pistol if possible, because the auto pistol is a good weapon. But I've got my SMG, Faith's got her bolt action, Finn's got a revolver, we should upgrade that to an auto pistol. Lancry has an SMG, they're set. Machine pistol, that's good, a lot of high rate of fire, and if Vector joins us, we'll have to make them a weapon as well. But I'm not giving them shit until they prove to me that they are not going to murder me, and they can prove that by joining me. That is the only way. Spring has begun. It's good. I know that seemed out of sync. I was mid-sentence and wasn't going to cut myself off just to acknowledge something that had happened. Because I do that too much, and I get annoyed with myself when I'm editing, because I'm like, you should have finished the thought, dumbass. What are you doing? Oh, that's a point, actually. If any of you ever get into making videos, like if you decide, yeah, I'm going to do LP too, and if you think you would have a passion for it, then I highly recommend it because it's very enjoyable. I love making videos, but if you do, be prepared to get pissed off with yourself. Be prepared to get fed up with the sound of your own goddamn voice, because I am fed up with my voice. I've been fed up with my voice for about 3 years. I don't think it's the worst voice in the world. There are worse, sure, but I could really definitely go without ever hearing it again, you know? I could definitely do with never hearing my stupid voice ever again, because it's stupid and annoying. I don't know how the fuck you guys put up with it. I don't understand that at all, but I could definitely do without it. Everyone's got parkas. I suppose we could work on making everyone helmets, like, you know, they're alright temperature-wise. I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore. And protecting someone from a headshot can be very helpful. I've got a flak helmet, I'm alright. Because when you create your own character, you can also choose what they spawn in with, hence the legendary SMG. We definitely need more steel. We're gonna have to work on that. Ah, yeah, that's a point. I'm definitely gonna want to work towards getting deep mineral scanning and drills and shit so that we can get steel out of the earth. Because that's going to become an issue. We do not want to run out of steel and then not have a way to replenish it, because funnily enough, it requires steel in order to make those drills, and if we don't have steel, we can't make those drills, and then we have to like trade with people and socializing. I don't want to do that. That sucks. I don't think we have any turrets. Yeah, we can't even build turrets right now. Spike traps are a terrible idea because sometimes they just activate for no reason. People will get injured. We're up to 50 simple meals. We're doing alright for food now. Everything's going well. This video started as a bit of a disaster situation, but I think we've got it in hand now. You know, all the blood's gone. Everyone's recovered. We recruited Nisha. Crystal's on her way. I think very slow. Yeah. Actually, nah, she's nearly there. She's nearly there, and then we'll have another person, and that'll be great. Hopefully Vector will join us. Vector. Is his name Victor? Should be. It should be Victor. Philip Vector, no way. Oh, I can't actually change his first name. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well. Cyberpunk had that, it's gotten that new update recently, hasn't it? On like PS5 and Xbox Series X or whatever. I'm curious to see how that's turned out, because I may well have access to a PS5 soon. Not indefinitely. I can't buy one. I definitely can't afford one. But I will have access to one soon. And, I'd be honestly, genuinely interested to see how that's turned out. Apparently the romantic partners send nudes now, so you know I'm going to be hitting up Panam to see what she's got. But jokes aside, I'm really interested to see how it affects the gameplay, because apparently, like, the skill tree has been changed around, and I really want to be able to play Cyberpunk and have the combat play out without it all bugging out and stuff. In fact, I think I'd love to just do a playthrough of that game where it's not bugging out, so I could really, honestly enjoy it. Because I did enjoy it, even though it played like shit. So I would love to actually be able to play it properly. That would be a ton of fun. And I still haven't explored all the other endings yet, including that secret one that someone told me about. For during my very precious free time throughout March and stuff, that might be worth checking out. I think I'd enjoy doing that. It's a very good game. It's just not, is also the issue. It shouldn't have taken them this long to fucking fix it, but that's a whole nother tangent, and there are reasons behind that. I've been over this topic before. I don't think I need to go on about it now. I'm willing to be forgiving if the game is bad now. But this does tie into that whole issue with the games industry, in which games are released shit and then not fixed for a very long time, and then when they are fixed, everyone goes, oh, the game's great and everything's good. And I'm like, we should be remembering that this thing came out in an abysmal state, and we should not be encouraging developers to use this strategy of waiting a year to fix everything before it's fine. You watch, right? Like, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about this. I really hope I am. But watch, like, a year from now, people will be like, man, Battlefield 2042 is really good. I love playing it. And it's like, it doesn't deserve to be. It should have been that good a year ago. We should not be waiting a year for a game to be finished when it is released. Just keep making the game. Don't release it. I know it's not that simple. I know. But fuck, man. I just hate it. I don't get too hyped for things myself. I keep a very measured and cautious approach to new releases, and that serves me well. But I hate the idea of other people getting really excited for something and being let down so hard. I hate it. I hate thinking about people getting disappointed like that. It upsets me. More than actually being disappointed by a game myself. I hate the thought of someone getting really hyped for something and having it not pan out. Because, you know, life can be tough, and this is a nice, fun hobby slash personal passion. You know, it's a personal passion for me, and it is for many other people, but games are something that we do for enjoyment and as a release, and to just have, like, oh man, it's been a rough month, but this game's coming out soon and I can't wait, and then it's fucking trash and they have to wait a year for it to be even remotely playable, is just tragic to me. I fucking hate it. I hate that so much. I don't want people to have to deal with it. That's why I'm so vocal about it. I know I can't make a difference. I know I'm not making a difference. But I can't just sit here and not talk about it either. It pisses me off. It upsets me. I don't want people to be sad. I know how dumb that sounds, but it's true. I want people to play these games. I want them to be happy. I want to see people having amazing experiences with video games, like when they play Bloodborne, or I've heard like people playing like God of War and the new not new, it's been out for a while now, but Spider-Man, and people loved those games and had a great time, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla and stuff like that. Like, people enjoyed these games even if I haven't played them. I see people enjoying them, and that makes me happy. Even though I hate Assassin's Creed by this point, the fact that people enjoy it makes me happy, because I'm like, good, you found something you like and you're enjoying it. That's great. That is all we can ask. That's all we could want from a video game. And I want people to have those experiences, and I don't want them to be tarnished. I don't want them to be let down. And I bet many developers feel that way. I bet many of the developers working on these games feel real fucking bad when they have to release something in a subpar state and they have to watch people get disappointed and hate it. I bet that sucks. And I really feel for them. I really do. My complaints are 100% aimed at the people behind them, you know, the producers and shit, who just see dollar bill signs rather than the full picture. And you know what? Maybe they see more of the picture than I do. Maybe that's a distinct possibility. Maybe those producers know exactly what they're doing, but I don't have to fucking like it, and I don't. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I think it's horrific bullshit. Things are going well now, though. We've got a surplus of food, we've got a decent amount of resources. The low steel is a little bit of concern, but I think we'll be alright. We've got no money, but that's because we're not really producing anything. I think if we start to get a decent machining bench going, we'd be alright there. Maybe we could start making, like, wooden maces or something and sell them. That could go for a decent amount of money, but money's not too much of an issue right now. If we get an orbital trade station set up, then we'll probably want to start producing things because we'll have a more consistent and reliable means of selling things, and we won't accidentally clutter up our entire storage with crap that we don't need, sitting around waiting for a goddamn trader to show up so we can sell things. Is there anyone actually nearby? Yeah, there's a couple things. Oh, they're violent. They're violent. They're not. They're not. Okay, well, we don't have any pack animals, so traveling takes a while. We'd be better off trying to aim for trading ships. Do you still have the flu? Yeah, you do. It's fine. Buildings are warm. When people rest, they actually get to rest in comfort, which is good. I find that helps. Cupcake, does Cupcake still have flu? Yeah, they do. Poor boy. Refugee leaving. Okay, Vector's moving on. At least he didn't betray us. Can't ask for much more than that, you know? He didn't betray us. I'm happy. We'll recruit crystals soon. We'll have another person. We'll be up to a cool 6. Off you go, Vector. Send us something nice in the mail, my dude. Or come back and join us if you want. He was helpful throughout his time here. I would not be opposed to him joining us. You know, I've never actually completed a game of RimWorld. And I think that's because that's not really the point. It's just like a story generator, and you're just supposed to be playing it, really. It's just an experience. Keep going until you've had enough, and then stop, I find, is the way to do it. Because I don't really like any of the endings. At least, like, I don't have ideologies, so I don't know what that last one is. Something to do with fucking pseudo-machine cults, something like that. But the 2 ones here, which is like ship to the stars, which is move your fucking, all of your shit somewhere else, miles and miles and miles away. That is an ungodly distance away from where we are. So just pack up your entire colony and fuck off. Get on a ship and leave, which is dull. And then the other one, which is play host to a fucking dickhead and protect him the whole time, which just sounds like it'd be a huge faff, because you need like an abundance of luxury resources to keep him happy, and then you need really good defenses. And I don't know, it sounds like a pain. I'd like something that is more encouraging of like, have a good settlement. I don't know, I guess that is what that one is though, isn't it? But still, just like, maybe, I don't know, maybe just some more options for victory would be nice. Maybe I would actually go for a victory if there were more options, but once again, perhaps that's not the point. Perhaps you're not supposed to be trying to do that. You're just trying to play the game. And I do appreciate that, just getting to play the game. It's a fun game. I enjoy playing it. I don't know how else to put it than that. It's just enjoyable. I really like doing it. I find myself always coming back to this. If we could get a mortar, that would be quite good. It would allow us to do any anti-siege shit, like if the enemies show up nearby and are preparing, we could nuke them a few times, see how they feel about that. How's Faith doing? Oh, they're busy. They're busy. They're busy. I think she's the best talky person at the moment. Yeah, we don't actually have any wardens. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, whoops. Vector was our warden, and he's not about anymore. They'll hang around for a while. We can wait for Faith to wake up. She's having a rough time of it right now. 59% withdrawal. But if we can get her off of Psychite, that would be handy. Better to just brute force our way through that problem now, and then it won't be a problem later on. Trying to get us some more flake would just extend the issue. Progress is slow, but progress is being made. I'm happy. Just like with the channel, progress is slow, but it's being made, and I'm happy. And, I think that's one of the things about going out and hanging out with people, like when I've been socializing a bit more over the past few days, that really blows my mind. It's like I just hear it, like people just come up to me and go, hey man, I've been watching your show, and I'm like, the fuck, you have? Why the fuck are you watching my show? It's complete garbage. And they're like, yeah, I've been watching your show and I enjoy it. It blows my mind every time. And people are always interested to hear about it, and they're always really congratulatory when I tell them that things are going well. And you know, it's really basic, but it's a boost. It makes you feel good. It's good to receive positive reinforcement on what you're doing. Having people tell you you're doing a good job. Like, you know, it sounds so basic, and yes, you should probably know whether or not you're doing a good job, but to be told that you're doing a good job helps. It really does. It really helps. And I'll always be grateful to my friends for being as supportive as they are, and for being as nice about it, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird, but it's important, and it's why I want to socialize more, because I want to hang out with my friends. Obviously, I like them, but I want them to know that I appreciate them. I think that's a big point of it, is that I want them to know. Without being quite so soppy about it, I guess, I want people to know that I appreciate them. I always try and tell you guys I appreciate you, and it's because I do appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you watching anything. If you choose not to watch this, I still appreciate you. It doesn't change. If you only are here for one series or one video or one thing, it doesn't matter. I still appreciate you. I appreciate people hanging out. I appreciate people coming about. It's all good. And when I was younger, I've talked about this before, but whatever. Not everyone watches every video I've made. When I was younger, I was a lot less... I didn't see the value in being more emotional, you know what I mean? I didn't see the value in feelings, because I was like, such a thing is so superficial, and it's not a real thing. It's not a physical thing, so what does it matter? It's not a thing. It's not tangible, you know what I mean? And then as an adult, as I've grown up, I've realized that there is few things in this world more important than feelings. How do you feel? How do you make other people feel? How do you feel about something? Are you okay with this? Are you not okay with this? Do you want to change this? All of these things, so important, and it speaks to how stupid I am as a human being that I did not realize this until this late in my life. And I say late, I'm 27, I'm not that old, but still, it took me way too long to figure that out. And it feeds into a thought process I had, or sort of a mentality, might be a more correct term, that I've had, which has informed a lot of my decisions and lifestyle choices as I've grown older. And the question, it's all based around a question. It's a very basic question with a answer that is often, I imagine, quite complicated for depending on who's answering it. But the question is, who do I want to be? And when you ask someone that question, like people ask you that when you're a kid, for instance, and what they're asking you is, what do you want to do for a living? What do you want your job to be? But that's not what I'm asking. That's not my version of the question, I suppose. That's not what I'm asking. When I ask, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? I mean that very literally. Who do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? Who are you? And who do you want to be? That's important. It's a difficult question. It's a hard question to explain, let alone answer. But for me, I asked myself, I can't remember when I asked myself this question because it's hard to narrow such a thing down. Most personal thoughts and like changes in mentality and stuff don't happen in a single crystalline moment like it does in the movies. It's often a process as you react to external situations and issues and stimuli and start to adjust your thought patterns accordingly. But for me, I somehow came about asking myself that question and realizing the significance of that question. And I realized that the answer was that I want, because, you know, for a lot of men, for instance, like, what do you want to be? I want to be a man. I want to be a real fucking man. I want to be a strong man. I want to be I think a real man. I think that's the key thing there, is that that's what a lot of men think they want or need to be. And I realized, and I thank Sweetman for this, because he taught me that this was kind of not the case, as it were. Is that I don't want to be a real man. I want to be a real good person. And that's not gender exclusive. Being the epitome of not an epitome, but being an ideal example of a human being is not limited to gender. And indeed, what makes there are perhaps more genders than what I'm saying, but I'm going to try and keep this as simple as I can because it's already difficult enough to explain. But like, a woman who wants to be, what does a woman want to be? Perhaps not a real woman, because what does that mean? That is a societal implication of what they should be. Why shouldn't a woman be strong? You know, and why should strong mean something different for a woman than it does for a man? Why does being a strong woman simply mean enduring the bullshit in which society imposes upon them? Why can't that mean being confident, funny, caring? And why should that not also apply to what being a real man is? Confident, funny, caring, strong, supportive, kind, a positive. The point, I guess, because I'm all over the place here, is what I want it to be is a positive influence on the people around me. I want it to be a positive force. I'm not looking to change the world. I don't think I can, right? That's a tall order. I don't think I can positively affect the entire fucking planet, especially not at 253 subs. So that's not quite what I'm going for here. But for the people who are in my life, who choose to be there, or who show up, or whatever, because I'm not reaching out, I guess, so I'm not pulling people into my life, but for the people who choose to be in my life, I want to be a positive force, a positive influence. I want to make people happy. I want to make them laugh. I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel comfortable in my presence, because I struggle so much to feel comfortable in other people's presence because I have a lot of social anxieties and the like. I want people to feel warm, happy, comfortable, safe, secure, and to just be happy. That's what I want. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people think. I want to have discussions with people. I want to talk and compare ideas, and if we have differing opinions, have that be a discussion, not an argument. A lot of this stems from things I was unable to or was too stupid to do when I was younger. Like I wasn't capable of discussing something without being an argument. I didn't have a very good sense of humor in some cases, for instance, or I got the impression I made people uncomfortable because I was weird. And I still am weird, so maybe I do still make some people uncomfortable, but the key for me is I just want to be a positive influence in people's lives. I want to be a positive force. I want to make people feel better. That's it. And I want to perform as well, which is why I do this. I just want to be, I want to be good. You know, I want to be good. I want to be good. I want people in my life to know that I'm there for them. I'm there for them. They can talk to me about anything. I will be there for them through anything. That is the crux of it. I want to be something. I don't know. Like I said, Sweetman was such a big influence for me on this because that is the person that he is for me. And through having him as that person, and I'll always be eternally grateful to him for being that person, it then informed me that that was what I wanted to be. I don't want to be Sweetman. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. Sweetman is Sweetman. He's not a perfect human being, and he would never claim to be. But yeah, I don't want to be Sweetman because that doesn't make any sense. I want to be me. I want to be me, but I want to be better by the definition of what I consider to be a better version of me, which is to help people and to make people happy and to make them laugh and to be there for them. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. But Sweetman taught me a lot in terms of like, I think especially in terms of gender identity. That's a big thing that he taught me. Now, we're in a decent spot. Perhaps, you know, things could be better, but we're in a decent spot as a society, at least in some places where it's like, you know, someone was born, as it were, with the wrong physiology, and they realize that they're actually a different gender. And society now, yes, we still got a long way to go, but at the very least people can live their lives that way, and quite a few people will just treat them as normal human beings, as they should, because that's what they are. And indeed, it'll eventually come to the point where the word trans means very little, because it's like, this person's trans, and it's like, alright, whatever. That means nothing. It's fine. It literally has no effect on a person's perception of them as a human being, because it's not even a... Ooh, hello, that's not good. It's not even a trait. It's just who they are. It's, you know, I don't know how else to explain it. I'm saying it weird, but my point is that it won't be a thing. It's not a thing. It's just who they are. Doesn't matter. No one's going to be like, oh, that's strange. Oh, I wonder what that's like. There won't be any misunderstanding. They will just be who they are, and it won't be a thing. I can't think of how else to explain it. I'm not doing a good job. But yeah, there's a psychic suppressor. What does that do? What does that do, actually? Tune to the male gender. Okay. There's a mech cluster. It's not ideal. Okay. But yeah, there's all of that, and Sweetman talked about on all of that. I identify and was born as, and my physiology reflects a male, straight male. That's just me. That's who I am. I'm lucky that everything worked out for me in that respect, right? I am me. The skin reflects the inside. Everything works for me. I'm quite lucky in that respect. I didn't have to go for any kind of transition. But, you know, even, and like, it feels weird to complain about things as a straight white male because I probably have the least adversity on the planet in regards to who I am. But even then, you know, men, especially straight men, do have to kind of jump through hoops in terms of what it means to be a man, you know, being masculine, being tough, being an island, as it were. And there's a lot more awareness around this now, which is good, whereas like a lot of men, people are reaching out and like encouraging them to reach out to others and talk about their problems, and that's good because now a lot of potential issues that stem from that feeling of isolation is going away. But that's less what I'm referring to right now, but I'm more referring to the pressures of being a man, of being a strong, masculine, quote-unquote, figure. Sweetman was the one who taught me, not intentionally, he didn't do this on purpose, he didn't make a point of it, it's just through interacting with him I sort of realized this. How that doesn't matter. And that's not because Sweetman has no ideal masculine traits, because he does. He's a strong guy, he's a confident guy, he's handy with like DIY stuff, you know, he's very practical. He's very practical. He is, as far as I can tell, because women swarm on that guy like ants on sugar, apparently a conventionally handsome dude. I mean, sure, I see it in a sense, but they see different to how I see because I'm not attracted to straight men, so I don't know. But they see something there. He's clearly got something working for him there. My point is that he has a lot of those ideal traits for a masculine dude, and indeed could be viewed as being like a fairly ideal guy in terms of standard, what's the term? Masculine ideals. There we go. He has those traits. But the thing is, he's not that, if you know what I mean. He's very kind, caring, compassionate, affectionate, sensitive person. He frequently, like when he performs on stage, for instance, he puts on makeup, he paints his nails, which are traditionally not masculine things. He does it because he thinks it's great, and he's like, man, I love doing that. It looks so cool when I do it. And I'm like, you do look cool because you love it, and you own it. And, like, I don't know how to explain it. That's the difficult thing. I've kind of rushed into this topic. I should have thought about the topic more before talking about it, but I just fancied talking about it. But the guy knows who he is. The guy knows who he is, he's confident in who he is, and he expresses himself the way he wants to. On top of this, being the, you know, kind, caring, all of that crap that I said, is what makes the guy such a role model. I think a role model would really be actually a decent descriptor. And now some of the people who know him, who, like I do, you know, we have mutual friends, may balk at that, because Sweetman has done weird stuff over the years. He sure has, of course. But the thing is, he's not perfect, and he doesn't claim to be. He never claims to be. I think an issue that the guy faces, bless his heart, is that people hold him to way too high a standard, where they're like, he does all these things, and he is all of these things, so people seem to think he's perfect, and then he's just a human, man. He's just a dude. Like, he lives a life. He's just a guy. He is special. I consider him to be a special person. He would not, though. He does not think of himself as a special person. He's just a person. And he does his best, like the rest of us. Like, but I definitely consider him to be a role model. I consider him something to look up to. Not to necessarily be a carbon copy of. I don't want to just be the guy. That would be pointless. And it would be weird as well. That'd be fucking weird if it was just... It's just him there and then me trying to be him. That's weird. I wouldn't want to do that. But I do want to, as weird as it sounds, pick and choose. I'm like, oh, I really like this thing about Sweetman. This is cool. It's cool that he's like this. I want to be like that too. So I'm going to try and be like that. But also still be me. That's the key point. Like, and there are multiple sources from this. I see content creators like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and the Super Best Friends Play back when they were doing things. These were people whom I took influence from when I wanted to start making videos. And when I was younger, I think I thought that I just sort of needed to be them, as it were. Like, I want to be just like them. And I realized, eventually, that that was wrong. I don't want to be just like them. I don't want to be a carbon copy of them. I want to be me. But I want to take aspects of them. I want to pick and choose at what aspects of them and what they're like and what they do that I also want to be. Certain aspects of, like, say, sense of humor or good things that they do, like Mark and Jack have done a lot of charity stuff. I would love to be doing that kind of thing, and that's another thing I can pick and choose to be. This is the kind of thing I want to be. On the other hand, fuck God, I hate Mark's thumbnails. The thumbnails for his videos are fucking awful, which is really sad and really mean of me to say, because he works on them himself and, by his own words, takes a lot of pride in them, but they're such clickbaity garbage that I can't fucking stand it. And I could never put that on my videos because I'd hate it. I would hate looking at my video if I had one of those thumbnails on it. I would be fucking miserable. I had a friend of mine recently say, "Don't worry, bruv, I know the right thumbnails that you need to get the algorithm to work for you." And I was like, I think I know exactly where you're going with this, and I'm not gonna do it. I am not gonna fucking do it. I will not inflict that on my show. I will not. I refuse. I can't. This is my show, and I have to do it a certain way. And this is the key point, right? People see these people, these figures, these entities, like Mark and whatever, and in my case, Sweetman. Sweetman is an entity in this context. And they see them, and like I said, they want to be just like them, and I'm like, no, acknowledge yourself in this, as it were, in this transfer of traits, as weird as it sounds. No matter how low your self-esteem is, or your self-opinion is, you are not complete garbage. Very few people are complete garbage. There are some people who are complete garbage, you know, nonces spring to mind, but everyone, almost everyone has positive traits and positive things that are almost entirely unique to them and should be embraced and should be held on to. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about how great I am, but there are aspects about myself that I don't want to change. I would never want to change. And those aspects may well conflict with the people whom I emulate and kind of want to be like. So what's the solution? Don't just become them. It's weird. It's a weird phenomenon, and I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not doing a good job of explaining it either. This is a weird tangent I've gone down. It's a really weird topic of conversation. And Sweetman, bless his heart, watches a lot of these videos, so if he hears this one, he's probably going to be a bit weirded out. So I'll have to... What the fuck? Lancry died of flu? What the what? How did you die of flu? Did we just not... Okay, well, alright, fine. Okay, moving on. Alright, cool. Okay, I guess it's just me and Faith going to attack the thing. Okay, fine, whatever, cool. Alright. Where was I? That completely threw off my train of thought. Yeah. No, I'll have to apologize to Sweetman next time I see him, because this undoubtedly have creeped him out. And like my friend Dan, who moved up to Scotland, for instance, like I emulate him in a lot of sense, and there are a lot of aspects about that guy whom I would want to be like. There's ways about him where I'm like, yeah, I want to be like that too. And when I was younger, I took that to a much more literal degree, which was incorrect. That's not what you're supposed to do. You can pick and choose. It sounds weird, but you can. Acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your own value. But don't be afraid to learn from the people around you. Don't be afraid to pick up on things from the people around you. It's weird. It's really fucking weird, to be honest. I don't feel satisfied. Maybe when I go back over this in editing, I'll be like, yeah, no, I think I got my point across and I think it was fairly coherent. But as I'm sat here now thinking about what I've just said, I don't think this was remotely coherent. And I think it sounds like an absolute fever dream. But I just don't know how else to express it. I don't know how else to put this information forward and to talk about it. It's just like, it all stems down to who do you want to be. You don't have to take cues from other people to become a better person. You don't have to do that, but it can help. What I want to be was inspired by someone I know and other people that I've seen and or know. And as a result, I have taken pieces of those and formed them together into my own thing. I had a lot of issue over the years with, I didn't feel like I really had a personality, which sounds ridiculous, but you have to understand that from like school until like the age of 21, I had a lot of personal crises, just purely mental. So I was struggling with a lot of things, and one of the things I struggled with was not having I didn't feel like I had a personality. I didn't feel like I was in any way distinctive. I felt like I was just there, and that's because in most social situations I was just there because I have trouble talking. In social situations with large amounts of people, I do struggle with that. I struggle with it today. I am better at it now, but I do still struggle with it. And my solution back then, and ladies and gentlemen, I beg you to not emulate this ever. Never do this. If you even begin to think that this is a good idea, I want you to stop and think about it, because do not do this. My solution to A, my social anxiety issues, and B, my feeling of lacking a personality, was to rely on alcohol. Never do it. Do not do it, ever. I don't say many things on here with utmost confidence and like no room for compromise, right? I'll usually say like, well, you know, this is what I think. Maybe this is different for you. Maybe it might be different for you. You know, whatever works for you, whatever. No, I'm putting my foot down on this one. Do not do this. Do not do this. It is an awful idea. It did nothing for me. Don't do it. I relied on alcohol to combat my social anxiety issues and to give me some sort of personality. I know that sounds dumb, but I will justify myself by saying I was like 17, 18 at the time, so I wasn't very smart. But yeah, don't do that. Do not do that. It was not a replacement for a personality. It was not a replacement for a personality. It did, in a short term, help with my social anxiety, but in the long term did nothing. It did not help. It was constant short-term treatment, not like a long-term solution to that problem. Do not do it. Do not do it. Because I probably ended up alienating more people than I connected with, if you know what I mean. Because I was drunk. Because I was fucking drunk. And drunk people are great around other drunk people because you're on the same wavelength. But the problem comes when you're getting drunk around people who are not drunk. Because I don't know if you've ever been around someone who's drunk and you're not drunk. They're really fucking annoying. Like, really annoying. Like, the worst. Like, you're sat there and you're like, I can't fucking stand this person. They're, obnoxious, I think is the term. So obnoxious. Well, guess what? That was me for like, I don't want to exaggerate this too much. 3 years? 3 years, maybe? I don't know. Probably closer to 2. That was me. That was me. I would just like go into a social situation and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Well, I'm gonna drink like fucking mad and then I'll make it through the social situation. And I guess I did, technically, but no. The cost was far too high, both financially and in, you know, literally in terms of like fucking just... I'm shocked. I'm really kind of shocked actually to this day that as many people like me as they do, because it's surprising actually how many people will come up to me and be really nice and just be like, oh yeah, Foreman, I missed you, blah blah blah. Surprises me, because I was not pleasant to be around. Like, I was so socially inept that like having a conversation with me was difficult. It was an uphill battle to do so, and I would get drunk all the time, which made me better at talking, but came at its own costs. Not a good idea. So it shocks me that so many people are like actually kind of all right with me and enjoy talking to me and still think I'm a good person, because I didn't do anything especially dreadful for all that time of being drunk. I do have a decent memory of the time, despite it being distinctly possible that I wouldn't. I do have a decent memory of the time, but and I did do things that upset people. Of course I did. I was drunk. You know that if you're drunk for long enough, you will upset someone. But I didn't do anything especially bad. I didn't do anything outrageous, right? Which I think probably saved that situation. But nevertheless, I'm still surprised that as many people remember me as favorably as they do. Because, like, I did not make many good first impressions, or second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or 10th, or 20th impressions. I didn't make good impressions at all. So, the moral of that story is, if you have any situation and you're like, this could be treated with alcohol. No, it can't. You cannot treat yourself with alcohol. It does not work. So I'm not saying don't drink. I still drink. But I drink much more sparingly now and with bigger gaps in between. Like, I'll go several months or so without having a drink, and I usually only drink with other people because I enjoy the social aspects of it. That's what I've learned by the end of that, right? Because I would also use alcohol when I was sad, and I realized I don't enjoy getting drunk per se, you know? Like, yeah, having a drink is nice and all that, but I don't enjoy the act of being drunk for the sake of it. I enjoy it as a social activity. Being drunk with my friends who are also drunk. That's what's fun, not the literal state of inebriation itself. There's not really much fun about that. That was important to learn. That was a big lesson. And once I really realized that was when I started to pull it back and stop doing it. Because I was like, there is no reason to do this. It's not helping. It's not helping with anything. It is just a bad idea. I'm talking over this like as if nothing's happening, but these two could very easily get killed right now because they were shooting at a sleeping enemy and didn't manage to hit him. This is a scary Okay, cool. Oh, that went better than I expected. If that's all that's here, this shouldn't be too difficult. There is a turret over there, and that's an issue. Countdown activator. Maybe we should get rid of that. Although, if we manage to take out that turret, we could manually disassemble this shit, and that might be better. So we could get some decent resources from them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why I got on that tangent. It's a weird thing to talk about, and it's not something I talk about. It's not something I talk about much. Nice. But don't do that. Never do that. Do not do that. That is the one thing where I'm going to turn to you guys and be like, I'm going to say this definitively with no doubt in my mind and no room for compromise. Just don't. Do not do it. And the weird thing, it's weird because like this sounds like a very depressing episode by this point, I guess, in some ways, but I'm not like sad or anything, you know? I don't feel bad about anything right now. I don't even feel bad talking about some of those unfortunate memories. I just, you know, it seemed worth talking about. It's good to talk about these things. Talking about anything, it helps you. It is good for a human being to express thoughts and feelings that they have. And I encourage all of you to do it as well, regardless who you are, what life you live, and how you are. I encourage you to find at least someone you can talk to. Start your own channel, do what I'm doing right now. I have people in real life I can talk to, but I also enjoy doing it on the show because I like talking. In general, despite being a massive introvert and antisocial gremlin, I do enjoy talking. I enjoy performing on the videos as well, but like, even less performy, more talky kind of stuff I do enjoy doing. And I enjoy talking to you guys because I like to provide you with some context as to who I am. Because, I don't know, I think it makes a video more enjoyable when you kind of understand the person presenting the show a little bit more. You don't need to know everything about me. You don't need to know what my shoe size is. It's 10, by the way. But, but you know, it can help. It's engaging, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe it's not engaging. Maybe this was all incredibly boring, and if so, I do apologize for wasting your fucking time. But, end of the day, I enjoyed making this video. And, really, don't get me wrong, I want you to enjoy these. Of course I do. I want you guys to enjoy what I do. I want it to be entertaining for you. But end of the day, when I'm at 253 subs and not making money, surely the most important thing is to make something that I enjoy making. And like I've said before, that is what I want to go into the future of this channel keeping in mind. I want to make things I will enjoy making, and I will want to do things I'll enjoy doing, because it means that 2 years from now, I won't just turn around and go, you know what, guys, I think I'm going to pack it in, actually, because I've had enough of this now. Because I'll still be enjoying myself, because I'll still be doing things I want to do. It's not going to be a situation where you guys actually get invested, and it's like, yeah, this Foreman guy is pretty good, and then I just turn around and fuck off, because I've had enough of playing Fortnite for the 20th time. Yeah, that's some good resources we're bringing back. Very nice. That's why I want to do things the way I want to do them. Not just because it's enjoyable and preferable, but because it will ensure the longevity of the show. We will keep going because I will want to keep going. I am the one driving force behind this whole goddamn thing. I do it all myself, like most content creators do. Except for the big ones who actually get to hire editors. Those lucky, lucky bastards. I fucking am so sick of editing. But as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, this ain't gonna stop, is it? Unless things happen beyond my control, like my PC explodes, which is a very real possibility, but, you know. You juke and jive with the punches and all that shit. But as long as I'm enjoying myself, as long as I'm doing things I love, this will never end. Well, I mean, it might when I die, but hopefully that's gonna be a while from now, so realistically speaking, not necessarily accounting for every single possibility, this will keep going. But I think we've done enough, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can end for the day. If you actually did come to watch this one, thank you so much. I hope you understand me a little more now. I know I'm quite weird, so who knows? Maybe some insight into how I function could have been enlightening. It also might be like insight in Bloodborne, and now you're slightly more crazier than you were before. Glad to have been of service. But, yeah, I'd like to do more stuff like this perhaps, but I doubt I will be in the coming month, because unless something goes horribly wrong, and God knows it probably will, the coming month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, I don't know, are going to be fucking busy, and I'm going to be going balls to the wall the whole time. And at some point, everything will probably collapse, and then I'll have to sort of rebuild it again, because I'll have worked too hard for too long without considering the long-term necessities of it, and I won't be able to keep up the momentum. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'll do my best though. You know me. I'll do my best. And I hope you enjoy what I do, and whatever I do, I hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye. This got really personal. I don't know why.